All right, what better way to get ready for the cooler weather of fall than with a good book? This morning, we're going to begin a new monthly series. It's called the R&R Book Club.
R&R, that would stand for us.
You can guess what those stand
for. Each month, Rebecca and I will give you our recommendations for your nonfiction and fiction reading lists. So let's get right to it. First of all, Rebecca, what kind of books do you like to read?
You know, I love anything that has a lot of heart, a lot of soul. One thing that I did growing up with my parents, and I still like to do this now, is read books by local authors. So we visited, we would drive. We would take long car rides to our vacation spots, and we went to Hannibal, Missouri once, read Mark Twain.
There you go.
I remember reading Hemingway's A Movable Feast while I was in Paris, which was really cool. How about you?
Very nice. Yeah, I like biographies and industry books. I am a voracious reader of biographies. Reading one now by Louis B. Mayer. Over the summer, read a couple of Sinatra books, those kind of things. Industry books as well. Love reading those. I mean, every night when I have time, you know what it's like these days.
Completely.
Between life and work, there's so little time to read for fun, but it's always fun to do, and it's always just a great thing to do at the end of the day to kind of bring you down, bring you right back to where you should be before you go to bed. Okay, let's talk about these.
Sure.
First up, nonfiction recommendation.
So this one, actually, the author of this book, Michio Kaku, has been on our program. Physics of the Future is my pick for the best nonfiction book. It's a really cool book. He goes out and he interviews the 300 top scientists about what the world is going to look like in 2100, the year 2100. And so many of the nonfiction books that I end up reading are industry books as well, and most of them are financial industry books. And I love this one because it sort of took me outside of that world and looked at the universe in a very accessible way through the eyes of scientists and what things are going to look like. And I would say, in terms of what it actually paints the world as, for me, it almost looks like sort of a cross between the Jetsons and a 1984 Orwellian, like there's an eye in the sky. How about you, Russ?
Interesting cross. So, I just finished a book called 12 Years a Slave, written by Solomon Northup. He was a slave back in the 1850s. In 1840, he was a free black man living in New York. Long story short, he's duped, kidnapped, and sold as a slave. So for 12 years, he's in Louisiana as a slave. The book is fascinating in its account of slave life and what that was like. And the end of the book is incredibly uplifting. And I'm pretty detached when I read these books.
Sure.
But the end of this book got to me. And I guarantee if you read this, the end of it, you're just going to go, wow.
It made you emotional.
Made me emotional. And the other thing, too, you should know about this book, it is now being made into a movie. Brad Pitt, in the last few weeks, apparently optioned the book. And it is going to be made into a movie fairly soon.
It'll be on one of our preview lists.
There you go.
Okay, fiction. My fiction choice is Rules of Civility. Just finished reading it by Amor Towles. Beautiful book set in the beginning of the book starts in 1937, New Year's Eve. It's just wonderfully crafted. It talks about life in New York City, follows these 25-year-old women and this very upper echelon component of society here in New York. And I just loved getting to see that because it's a very good character study and it takes you through so many paths that you would never expect. How about you?
For me, it's John Grisham, The Confession. And a lot of people have already read this, so please, on the website, come on, give me your thoughts as well. But essentially, an innocent man is about to die, and a guilty man is the only one who can save him. But it's John Grisham. It's thriller. It's all sort of mystery. So I'm going to dive into that this week, and can't wait to see it. And again, I know I'd read it. I know a lot of people have read it already. Send me your recommendations. What do you think about the book as I go through it?